all out, y'all.
He's smiling now. The children out here, you know, Israel is out here, man, trying to keep these commandments, man. You know, it's a beautiful thing to keep tabernacles. It's a beautiful thing to keep commandments of God and follow Christ's example. You know, we're about to do the lesson. Y'all gonna understand that this is what Christ is doing. Following God, man. You know, if you miss tabernacles, we're sorry we missed you. We'll be with you in the spirit. Try to make it out here next year. Right? So on.
Everything belong to you and you can make advantage. You the Alpha and Omega, got every advantage. If you mark iniquities, that ain't nobody standing. Earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, they keeping commandments. The sun and moon is in his order just by our saying it. You put the sand.
Shalom, Tabernacles 2024. I don't know if you are here where you at. It's impossible to duplicate this feeling spiritually with one of your brethren. So, Israel, to our Patreon members, our YouTube members, we want you to come feast with us. It's a beautiful thing. Holy convocation. So,
I pray that they hear it. It all belong to you, seeking with fear and trembling. Lord was found perfect, y'all the waters help. Obedience bringing
you pray for patience. How is the Most High going to give you patience? Test you. He's going to put you through a test. He's not just going to prove, okay, I got patience now. He's going to put an opportunity in front of you so you can show forth the faith or the patience. Right? But then soon as the situations come, you don't want it. You're trying to rush through it. You're trying to find every different opportunity or way to figure it out instead of using the patience that you asked for. Very uncomfortable. Same thing with the faith. We always pray, how increase my faith. He put a situation for you to show forth the faith. Don't do it.
He said in prayers, but we still think it's our story.
You don't just thank the Most High when He rewards you. You thank the Most High when you're going through it, because that displays your faith. Don? Read on.
Knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Knowing that tribulation worketh what?
Patience.
Ain't that what Cap Yaquab said? Knowing that tribulation worketh your patience. Okay? You have to endure to the end. Hey, you're not getting the kingdom just because you're an Israelite.
A holy man that was teaching us.
You have to endure to the end.
Bishop of our souls, y'all, we gotta labor. Psalms 102 and 13, it's the time of fame. Whoa, Messiah got the keys, don't let the devil cage you. No, when it all said and done, no one to be a stranger.
5 o'clock in the morning, serving the Lord. Because you ask how? By being brothers and sisters, you're being obedient. And by loving your neighbor, you're being obedient. And keeping the great commandment, and that is serving the Lord. So that's what we did all night, all right? So make sure you get in tune with this truth and you find you a body to do this work with so that you can do the same thing that we're doing. It's very important and it's spiritual, all right? I
Yes, it all belongs to you. Oh, yeah, it all belongs to you.
Thank you for watching.
Welcome to Pillars of Rest, where you can find special material for our sisters, by our sisters. This is a Sons of Thunder exclusive platform focused on building, encouraging, uplifting, and engaging with the daughters of Zion. Here you'll find personalized and interactive content geared towards showing what it truly means to be a pillar of rest. Interviews, scripture breakdowns, tips on motherhood, marriage, and testimonials are just the beginning of the many things to learn from and enjoy in this program.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. How about now? All right. All right. The water. Thank you, brothers. Thank you. We had the audio, the AV signal was on the wrong channel. Shalom, Yahabashim Yashah Barakatham. Welcome to Sabbath Class. We hope y'all enjoyed that Tabernacles video that's going to be made available for download for our Patreon members and our YouTube channel members. You owe that work to the excellent brother Daniel Allah. All right, he was doing his job all Tabernacles, and that's just a slice of how much fun we had. But I thought the video did a great representation. We wanted to share that with y'all, like we do every time. I want to thank all of my YouTube members, and it's been a while since I shouted y'all out, man. It's been a long time, but it's so many of y'all now. Soldier Gabar, Soldier Mahir, Soldier Awaria, Jose Banya Hawada, Soldier Darak, SOT Azazia, Pillar of Rest, House of Nakawasha, Yolanda Caesar, I Am Zeus, Soldier Yaikov, Brother Ariel, Soldier Daniel Allah, Awaria Davis, Soldier Yatham, Josh Allen, Napathalia, Napathalia, Awaria Davis, if I didn't get you already, Laron Banya Howda, Shalom, Karatazar Princess, Shalom, Danny Phantom, Nasim, Soldier Abaya, Kazak MS Scribe, Dude Working, Pillar Arrest, Sister Kobe. There's so many. Soldier Theophilus, Shalom, Yazabad, what's going on, Ak? I don't want to miss nobody. Did I get Yolanda Caesar? Did I get the sister? Soldier Gabar, Shalom. All right, I don't make sure I miss anybody. Ernest, what's going on, Ak? Shalom. Jose Banya Hawada. Soldier Elhanan, what's going on? Daughter of Zion, Keziah, Shalom, Princess. Yah's Chosen. Antonio Brayboy, Shalom. Captain Micaiah, Shalom. Yoshaya Israel, Shalom. Kwame Shala. All right, I think that's everybody so far, man. It's been a while since we shouted out all the members, and the members have grown. And we've been trying to make sure that y'all continue to get quality content. I think today we just uploaded some stuff for the YouTube members. Make sure y'all checking y'all account consistently. Also, if you ordered Tabernacle shirts this year, the order came from some brothers in Peru, and they made errors with the sizes. But all praises to the Most High, they fixing it completely for free and resending them out. Okay, we got y'all on a fulfillment list. We're gonna have it mailed to you. Don't worry about it. If you paid and you on a fulfillment list, we're gonna send you your shirts. You've seen some of them in the video. Got the whole Feast of Tabernacle scripture on the arm. Crazy. We had New Moon last night. Shout out to everybody that came to New Moon. Yo, we had a good time. We had a good time last night. We didn't leave there till like 2 a.m. Yeah. So, but we still energized in the spirit. All right. Shout out to everybody that keep up with us in all our different outlets. Shout out to everybody that keeps up with us on the Clubhouse. We had a great room this week. And then, brothers was doing battle in other rooms. If you was following us around the app, I think this morning we got into a very good conversation about Christ. So we doing the work everywhere. All right. Last night was supposed to be conversation for the nation, but because we had New Moon, we didn't have that class. Okay. So you can watch the new moon lesson if you're a YouTube member, Patreon member. You're gonna see the whole new. And we talked about something deep. We talked about the lunar Sabbath. I know y'all was wondering about that. We taught why we don't keep the lunar Sabbath on our new moon class last night. Make sure y'all check that out.
Right.
For the YouTube members and Patreon members who support the body and the channel. We're gonna have camp tomorrow as usual in Alabama and Atlanta. All right, as we continue to push and build this organization, but most of all, not just ourselves, build up Israel. All right. If you caught the camp video, you see the spirit that we're moving in. And if you saw the keynote from last week, you know where we're trying to take this thing. All right. So shout out to all the brothers in Yahushai and all the other camps doing their best to keep the commandments. We love y'all, Akim. And we're going to stay consistent with pushing that vibration out into Israel. All right. So without further ado, now that all of that's out, also, if you want to donate to the camp, we got the Zelle right there, but Cash App is trying to work with us. You know, they realize that they did us foul. If you want to donate via Cash App, if that's more convenient from you, I'm not guaranteeing it, but you can try. Send it to SOT Alms, all right? If you want to donate to the body, SOT Alms. If that doesn't work, like I said, you can fall back on the Zelle and the PayPal, all right? Captain Yaquab said we got to get some QR codes up there to make it even easier for y'all. And I'm going to do that and have that ready. All right. Tazabad Ya Allah said, it's me, Micah. I got my Hebrew name today. I'm a trooper in ISUPK. I came to support SOT. All praises.
Hey, all praises.
All right. Shout out to Captain Tazariak. That's my guy.
Congratulations.
And all the brothers in ISUPK Atlanta who show us such wonderful hospitality every time we go to the school to kick it with them. So without further ado, we're going to start tonight's lesson. And it's called, It's Not As Easy As It Looks. Trust us. Okay. I try to keep my lessons practical and timely and pertinent to what the nation needs at any given time. All right. If you muted on the call, all you got to do is press *6 and it'll bring you off mute. If you live on the call and you got a question while I'm teaching, you're a part of the lesson, but just say Salakia or excuse me, and we'll hit the brakes and converse with you. All right. So back to what I'm saying. It's not as easy as it looks. Trust us. A lot of brothers and sisters are skipping their education to become someone in Israel.
Instant teachers.
A lot of people are skipping their education to become someone in Israel. It is unwise. Proper instruction and reproofs are the way of life. And being a teacher is not something that everybody can do. It is worthy to aspire to it. If you say, yo, I aspire to be an instructor in Israel, I'll say, well, that's great. But it isn't something to be taken lightly. Because the Most High God has a huge responsibility on brothers placed in the judgment seat. And he's asking a lot of you. I want to show y'all some biblical accounts of brothers that the Most High God gave great responsibility to and show you how he dealt with them. Not to put fear in your heart, but respect for the office of leader and teacher. And maybe motivate you to study harder and not be so quick to reject leadership, but embrace it like we have. Okay? I have my own organization. It is now, Sons of Thunder is going on 7 years old. We got brothers in the UK, in New Zealand, but we just a young body. And when I tell you, not only do we do 4 classes a week, but the brothers get up Sunday morning and do counsel and have faced difficulties in helping Israel resolve issues that they have. When I tell you how painstaking it is and how detailed our people's problems are, it requires a lot of experience. We put our soldiers through it. We raise them up slow. We even have a rule in this camp that if you join SOT, you got to become a captain first before you can teach. Because it's very easy for a brother, because we teach in such a way where it's like, I feel like anybody can understand. Mm-hmm. It's very easy for a brother to go, I got it. Now I'm going to show you the way. And then you wasn't bred properly for the task, and Satan is there.
Right.
Our clubhouse ministry proves to us all the time that the challenges take on a chameleon. They're like a chameleon, the challenges. They change form. And it requires a lot of instruction. And what can happen is you can watch brothers deal and go, this looks easy. But the aim of tonight's class is it's not as easy as it looks. Trust us. I'm going to you say, Theophilus, that's one of our slogans. Learn the doctrine for yourself before trying to instruct or put yourself in a leadership position. You can have the greatest of intentions, but if you're wrong, the God that you worship is going to judge you as wrong. We're going to talk about that tonight.
That's right.
All right, open your Bibles to 1 Kings chapter 13. We're going to look at an account real quick. Start at verse 1.
When everyone has it on the call, say Khan.
Khan at one. Khan at one. Khan at one.
All right, lock in. You know, lock in, hunker down, listen, but most of all, understand. Read.
It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 13 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And behold, there came a man of God out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel. And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense.
So this man is called the man of God. That's an amazing title. That means this brother knows what he's talking about, and he's earnest, and he's righteous. Read on.
And he cried against the altar in the word of the Lord, and said, O altar, altar, thus saith the Lord, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee.
Unbelievable. Read.
Yeah. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign which the Lord has spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out.
So this man came to bring judgment. And he said, your altar is going to be broken. Read.
And it came to pass when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of God, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, lay hold on him. And his hand which he put forth against him dried up, so that he could not pull it in again to him.
So the Most High withered his hand when he tried to touch the man of God. So even the Most High was protecting the man of God. When we talk about this account as brothers, we shake in fear, because this is very hard to digest, especially for those of you that never heard this account before. Listen good. Read.
The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of God had given by the word of the Lord.
So what he said was going to come to pass happened, proving that he's sent by the Most High God. It came to pass. That's one of the ways to pass a test if you are a prophet according to the scriptures, if what that man says comes to pass. Read on.
And the king answered and said unto the man of God, entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored me again. And the man of God besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again, and became as it was before.
So he's even got spiritual power to heal. This brother is truly special. Read.
And the king said unto the man of God, come with me, and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward. And the man of God said unto the king,
what did he say?
If thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go with thee.
neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place.
Why?
For so was I charged me by the word of the Lord, saying, eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel.
Mm-hmm.
Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel. His sons came and told him all the works that the man of God had done that day in Bethel. The words which he had spoken unto the king, them they told also to their father.
Mm-hmm.
And their father said unto them, what way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of God went, which came from Judah.
Read.
And he said unto his sons, saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon, and went after the man of God, and found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, art thou the man of God that camest from Judah? And he said, I am. Then he said unto him, come home with me and eat bread. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in this place. For it was said to me by the word of the Lord, thou shalt eat no bread nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest. He said unto him, I am a prophet also, thou art. And an angel spake unto me by the word of the Lord, saying, bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied unto him.
Now listen, if I'm the man of God, and I think the Most High is dealing with me, and he's proving it by everything that happens, and somebody appears unto me, and I'm starving, and I'm thirsty, and somebody appears unto me and says, I'm a prophet too, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, you need to eat. I might go, wow, the Most High has blessed me. I'm going to eat. What happened?
So when he went back with him and did eat bread in his house and drank water, and it came to pass as they sat at the table that the word of the Lord came unto the prophet that brought him back. And he cried unto the man of God that came from Judah, saying, thus saith the Lord, for as much as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of the Lord, and hast not kept the commandment which the Lord thy God commanded thee, but camest back, and hast eaten bread and drunk water in the place of which the Lord did say to thee, eat no bread and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers.
You're going to die in the streets. Read.
And it came to pass after he had eaten bread, and after he had drunk, that he saddled for him the ass, to wit, for the prophet whom he had brought back. And when he was gone, a lion met him by the way, and slew him. His carcass was cast in the way, and the ass stood by it. The lion also stood by the carcass.
So, because this brother disobeyed the Most High, no matter all his mighty works and the importance of this man, because he disobeyed and allowed himself to be deceived, and he made error as pertains to the Most High God, he got killed by a lion. Now, we discussed this at Tabernacles. What do you want from me? Most High, I'm hungry, I'm starving. A brother came to me and said he's a prophet of the Lord. I believed him. Why would he lie to me? Why would you allow him to lie to me? I can't get no mercy. You gonna let the lion kill me? I die a lion?
I died by lion.
That lion is for me right now. It's a lion. Why is it a lion? Is it for me? And I gotta accept that. And we wept, man. We were sad at Tabernacles thinking about this account. Like, what am I supposed to do? You're supposed to be perfect as the Lord your God in heaven is perfect. You're supposed to follow through with everything he commands of you. Why was this man judged so harshly and not the man who lied to him? Because this is the man of God.
Right.
You are the representative of the Most High. You can't do that.
Right.
So the judgment that falls upon you is going to be multiplied. This is why it's not as easy as it looks. What am I trying to teach you? It's a lot of responsibility that comes with being a man of the Lord. And when you sit in that teacher's seat, your condemnation is greater than others.
Very.
And the Bible teaches that. You know what I want?
Con.
Get that. Call it and read it.
Greater is your condemnation.
Lock you.
You be many masters.
Yes. Go ahead on the call, Matthew.
John, I don't want. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
This is Soldier Kaya. I had a quick precept. Galatians chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, "But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed." So it's kind of going into the point of the man of God, how he shouldn't have listened to that other man and should have just kept the charge what the Lord had charged him to do. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, whoever it may be, if somebody's telling you something other than what the Lord commanded you to do, you know, you can't do that. You got to follow what the Lord commanded you to do, no matter what.
Con, all praises. That's good input. That brother was he was the man of God. He was elected, came from Judah, and his job was to represent the Most High. And when he made a mistake, he was killed by a lion. Somebody lied to him, deceived him, misled him. He got it in his mind that it might be okay to do this. It might be okay to do that. Mm-hmm. And that man died by a lion. That was a simple mistake. Mm. And he got a great condemnation. Prove that out of the Bible. Call it and read it.
God, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 12.
Go ahead.
"And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased. He that humble himself shall be exalted. But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites." It's like that ain't what you want.
23 and 14. No. I just called it.
Lock you.
I want Matthew 23 and 14.
14, verse 14.
Yeah. Why you started 12?
Oh, Salaki. That's where my account started.
That's okay.
My precept.
Go ahead.
God, this book of Matthew, chapter 23 and verse 14. "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Mm-hmm. Therefore, ye shall receive the greater damnation."
Why do they get a greater damnation? Because their job is to teach and be in a leadership position. Mm-hmm. Now, couple that with James 3 and 1. Okay. And then we're going to get another account showing you that it's not as easy as it looks. It requires experience and great wisdom to be a leader. Read that.
Con, this is the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 1. "My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man."
Read it again.
"If any man offend not in word."
No, jump up and read James 3 and 1 again.
"My brethren, be not many masters."
That means don't be so eager to be Mr. Teacher, man. Read.
"Be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation."
So now you link that with Matthew 23 and 14. Why was the Pharisees getting a greater condemnation? They was everybody's master. Mm-hmm. They was walking around telling everybody what to do. And even though they was telling people what to do, they were hypocrites and they were unrighteous. They got a greater condemnation. That's why. Right. James, the brother of Christ, told you, we get the greater condemnation, brothers who teach. It's a great responsibility on your shoulders. It's not to be taken lightly. Mm-hmm. I didn't jump out the gate trying to push doctrine. I had to be pushed out of the nest. That means somebody wiser than I said, okay, you could do it. You ready now? Mm-hmm. Rather than me take it upon myself, feeling like, well, I watch what this brother say. I guess I can do this. That is the wrong attitude. That's the wrong attitude. And then shalom to my instructor, Priest Zabak.
Shalom, Adawan.
All right. I got great education. Now, think about this. I get emails all the time. Joel, I was talking to my aunt and my cousin, and they said this. Can you give me a scripture to cut what they say? Wait a minute, bro. I used to be in them exact same shoes. I tell this story all the time if you know me.
Go ahead.
All right. When I first was a Hebrew Israelite in the understanding, I felt like because I seen Priest Zabak do it, and I was on a couple classes, I could cut any Christian. Okay? So my holy rolling aunt came to the house one day.
Talking about holy roll, you mean like with the big hat?
Big hat.
Sit in front row.
Sit in the front row. Yeah. Sweating. And my pop said, you be talking like you know the scriptures. Well, talk to your aunt because, you know, she'll talk to you about the Bible. And my pops was setting me up. So I'm so overconfident because I watched a few camp videos. I've been on a couple Thursday classes with the elder. Ain't no Christian could beat me. This doctrine is unstoppable, right? And she brought up the Trinity. Now, after all these years, not only can I talk to you about the Trinity, I can teach it inside out and backwards. I can go into the manuscript tradition and the church fathers and the history to show you why I do not accept that doctrine from a scholarly place. But back then, I was talking from a proud place, a place of this looks easy. I bet I could do that. Mm-hmm. And I told my aunt ain't no Trinity. And I had an idea in my mind. I was going to go to James and show you that God can't be tempted with evil. And then I was going to go to Matthew 4 and show you that Jesus Christ was tempted. Eureka. I'm going to blow your mind. But she went first. And she said, can you go to 1 John 5 and 7? I didn't even know that was in the Bible because I wasn't studying like that. I only studied what I studied. Mm-hmm. And I had to read that out loud in front of people. And when I read that out loud, it said there are three that bear record in heaven. The Father, the Son, and the Spirit. And these three are one. And she looked at me. And my pops looked at me. And I looked at the Bible. I turned the Bible upside down. I couldn't say that. And I didn't know what that even meant. But I was so eager to be somebody's teacher. I was hype. I'm glad it was with my family. Mm-hmm. And that's the way the Most High taught me this lesson. Yeah, brother said, it do say that. Yeah. See, now I can tell you about the Johannine comma. That shouldn't even be in the Bible. But my educator had class the next day. And he was teaching his own lesson. I'm supposed to have my notes out, writing down the precepts of what he's teaching that day. But what did I want to know?
How to cut that? How
you cut 1 John 5, 7? And you know, Priest Zabak come on late at night. So it's like 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock. He on West Coast time. Yo, anybody got any questions? Slack it. I'm race. You know, I'm completely missing the point of what he just taught. Because all I care about is I want to beat somebody in the scriptures. You understand? It's the wrong attitude. And I said, Adawan, my aunt cut me in 1 John 5 and 7, but I know it ain't no Trinity, but I don't know how to deal with that. And he laughed. And he said, how did she cut you? I said, well, you know, I told her there wasn't no Trinity, and I was going to go to James, and he said, hold on, brother. See, listen, Joel, you know, and he said it very plainly. He said, a Christian will cut you if you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, we got the truth, and this is the truth, but you act like Christians don't read the Bible. Listen, exact words. A Jehovah Witness will cut you, Joel, because that's what I was coming from, and I used to bring that up. He said a Jehovah Witness, they study. And I just was like, wow, I didn't even think of that. He said, learn the doctrine for yourself before you out here trying to teach anybody. And there was a profound silence. when Priest Zabak said that on the call. Okay? And then you know what he did? He laughed. You know, he got his signature laugh. He laughed at me. And he said, go to the next verse. And the cut for what my aunt had brought to me, to understand it, was the next verse, which made it even more embarrassing. Because in that moment, I couldn't even read that next verse to understand that it corrects her. But I was underprepared.
Too busy eating cake.
And after he read it, he said, see, you know, brothers want to be teachers. You need to learn the doctrine for yourself before you try to teach anybody. And I learned that night. And I lived like that since. And I would say like a year later, I was outside at 5 Points. It took time. You don't just, yo, give me a cut for this. Yo, I'm talking to this dude at my job. Give me, bro, you are a representative of the Most High when you put that hat on. The Most High don't deal kindly with his representatives making errors. He don't like that. So we read to you the man of the Lord. When he made an error, he was the representative of the Lord. What happened to him? He got torn by a lion. James said, don't be many masters. We get the greater condemnation. What brothers don't understand is, in your inexperience, you could do more harm than good. In your inexperience of, well, I come into the truth. This is easy work. They're giving me all the cuts. I sat in such and such class. I sat in brother's class. I could show you this. I could show. That's that zeal, that beginner's zeal. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you could do a lot of damage in that beginner's zeal, because I wanted my father to come study with me. Mm-hmm. How do you think I made the truth look in that moment when my aunt, Holy Baptist aunt, cut me? And don't forget the ending. Mm-hmm. She made pound cake that's good. She just slid the cake to me. Eat some cake, baby. It's all right. I ate the cake, yo.
You got no choice.
I sat there and ate that pound, and I was quiet for the rest of the evening because I looked stupid, because I thought I knew something. I was walking around the house. I'm keeping my beard now. I keep my fringes now. I'm bold. Now, you ain't supposed to eat no pork. The first test, I got smoked. I'm sitting there eating that pound cake quiet. They watching football. I'm in the back of the room. I dipped off, went downstairs.
Talk to you something.
You know, sometimes you got to take a nap because you cut. That's how that went. Okay. Adawan Zabak said, I love it. Every time Brother Joel tell this story, I remember like it's yesterday. He say, yo, learn the doctrine for yourself. What are you trying to teach for? You've been on my class how many times? What are you talking about? Give you a cut for the tree. That's above your weight class, boy. Relax. Learn what I'm trying to show you. Mm-hmm. And you better believe I had a new attitude, man, after that. And my Bible was marked up after that. And I was taking notes after that.
That's how you teach us.
And guess what? I wasn't even trying to get a rematch after that. I took it so to heart, I ate that. And I said, if it's for me to talk to my aunt about the Bible again, Yahweh will create the opportunity. And chilled out. It changed me. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're trying to tell you. It's not as easy. You think standing in Times Square with 30 people around you and controlling them like the elder do is easy because you could watch it on YouTube? You are mistaken,
bro. You know what goes on at camp? Yeah, the potential dangers that are at camp while trying to kick doctrine with people that disagree with you. Yo, it's you got to be trained properly to do this.
You need experience.
Exactly.
Okay. James said, be not many masters. We get the greater condemnation. What if in your experience you offend a little one? Yahweh Shai got something to say about that. Go to Matthew. Go to Matthew.
Is it 19?
No, I got to start putting the scriptures back on the screens for the people. It's 18:06. I gotta put the scriptures
18.
back on the screen. Start up though.
God.
Just wait for me to put on the screen. In your inexperience, right? And your unbeknownst to you, yo, you could teach something that's like so close to being right, but it's wrong, that you can actually turn somebody away from the Most High.
Let's start at 3.
Go ahead. Let me put it on the screen.
Okay.
Listen to what I just said. In your inexperience, because you're so eager to be a teacher, you could actually turn somebody away from the Most High. Read this.
God. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, and verse 3. And said, verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Now, you're not being as a little child if you studying so that you could figure out how quickly you could be the man. You're not coming as a little child if you sitting in somebody's class so you could adopt all of their talking points so that you could regurgitate them like that's you.
Right.
Because what is your goal? To be seen of men, vainglory, and you will have your reward. If your goal was truly edification, you personally would want to be edified. You wouldn't just be studying to borrow. I know people that don't watch no class unless it's something they want to debate. Now brothers talking about the Sabbath, the lunar Sabbath. Yeah. Why y'all keep regular Sabbath versus lunar Sabbath? Everybody, the new covenant. See, they want to argue about that. But all the brothers that teach that made hundreds of classes that you ain't watch. Because you want to argue that on Facebook in the comments. You have the wrong motivation. Read verse 4.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Do y'all believe that? Do you believe that if you humble yourself, you're going to be the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? See, you don't care about this verse. Sit down and learn.
Teaching of Christ.
Sit and listen. You could teach me something. I'm not going to hit you with the competitive comeback. You ever talk to somebody like that? You trying to teach them something, and while you trying to teach them, they trying to teach you. Just so you know that I know something too. It's irritating to talk to people like that, right? I ain't one of those people. You could teach me something. Somebody call me and say, yo, I want to show you something, y'all. I'll be like this. What's that? What you trying to show me? And because I'll have faith that it's actually a blessing that somebody want to show me something. Yeah, I study in my own right. I'm a bookworm. But wait, hold on. Somebody want to show me something? Let me see that. I want to see that. And be gracious too. People don't even say thank you. You show them, you can't finish showing them a precept. They teaching it already.
Right.
Brothers text me all the time. Can you give me a cut? They be live on Clubhouse. Yo, give me a cut for this. All right, why is you even arguing in that room? Why are you talking to these people? And then they get mad at you like you withholding information when I'm trying to teach them the way that I was taught. Learn the doctrine for yourself. Be a student for a minute. Read verse 4 again.
God. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
Come on.
Whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me.
All praises. Read.
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
What if you were so eager to be top man, Mr. Teacher man, know-it-all man, that you ran out there and offended a little one because you ain't know what you was talking about, right? Or you didn't have the experience to bring it forward? That's another skill. It's one thing to know the answer, and it's another thing to present it. Does that make sense? You can open a window with a screwdriver. You can. You can open a car with a crowbar. But is it the right way? does it do more good or damage? You get
damage.
It does damage. It's the same thing with teaching. Some of y'all be so eager for the attention of being a teacher that you step on lives during the way. And you know how they hear it when you try to slow them down? You hating on me.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
You trying to stop the ox from
you jealous because I'm shining.
No, brother.
That's the wrong spirit.
That's your hubris telling me that.
All my teachers got my number and they teach me right now. You think I tell them, well, hold on now. I don't talk like that. Like I listen and say thank you because you're blessed to have a teacher because the Most High sent them to you.
Right.
Y'all are looking at this all the way wrong. And just remember, the man of God, the Most High God was dealing with that brother. He made an error and got destroyed. James is telling you, teachers have the greater condemnation. Yo, when I sit down and think about an answer to a question, I don't think how cool can I sound while answering this. Right? I don't think how great can I show myself. I think about this verse, Matthew 18:6. How can I teach this person carefully and patiently with love? All right. I'm not going to do everything perfect, but I'm not going to do it willy-nilly. I'm not going to do it haphazard and carelessly because I fear these verses, right? We was talking about this at New Moon. I went to the Hebrew Summit and brothers were furiously debating the lunar Sabbath. Actually, Captain Micaiah pulled up the pictures yesterday from that summit. And we was looking at them pictures. That was back in 2020. Now, I had a feeling that, hey, well, I've always kept the lunar Sabbath, regular Sabbath. And brothers was presenting the lunar. And I'm blessed to be at a table with other teachers. So I can give my opinion. But what did I do? I admitted to myself, yo, I never even questioned how I keep the Sabbath. Now, I know there's a reason why I do it, but it's not my place right now to challenge the brothers who are bringing the lunar because I don't know why they teaching that. Let me listen. You understand? And then I listened to them. And before I didn't listen to argue with what they're saying, I listened. Then I went home and I studied why I do it. And then I went like this. Then I made phone calls and asked. And then I prayed and wait and thought on it. Took time. And then I said, no, I'm going to keep the regular Sabbath and I have my reasons and they're scriptural. And they come from a place of understanding because I do understand those brothers' position in whole now. We say that in SOT. If you don't know why someone does something or you don't understand it, how can you disagree with it?
Yeah, you got to learn their position first.
Don't be a fan of your religion like the Muslims are. Believe in earnest. Like, get wisdom, but with all that wisdom, get what? Understand what you believe. Okay. I'm grateful because I could have jumped out of my socks and said, hey, well, I'm going this way. I'm going that way. Well, for the brothers that study with me, well, my educator, he don't know what he believes. That will offend little ones. I recommend a patient approach. Study for yourself and learn the doctrine for yourself. There's nothing wrong with leadership. Black people, we very
covetous.
No, we feel like somebody always trying to son us.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not comfortable with a mentor. I'll figure it out my own, bro. I'm gonna come out my own way. That happens a lot in Israel. I've seen brothers that a month after knowing they were an Israelite are challenging me. I'm not saying I'm above being challenged, but listen to what I'm saying, man. I'm getting older. I had brothers that literally known the doctrine for a month. And then they're challenging me. I mean, criticizing my instruction. And then I'm looking at their criticism and taking it into consideration. And I'm like, this dude don't even know what he's talking about. That's not even what I said. And then number two, that's not what that scripture means. Number three, you didn't even know this scripture's here. And I think to myself, wow, it's a lot of brothers like this too. And lo and behold, that brother got a congregation. He got followers. I'll be mind blown like, yo, so what I'm supposed to do? Get on social media and attack the guy? No, I marvel like, why do Yahweh, man, that I got proper instruction. And I took my time with this thing. You know? It's a message we're trying to bring you tonight. It's not as easy as it looks. Okay? Brothers be coming to me with all types of problems. And the first thing I say to them is, why didn't you consider this, and this? I don't know. Sound like Mike Todd. I don't know. It's because you wasn't paying attention in none of the classes I was teaching. You wanted to rub elbows. You wanted to show people that you with brothers. But was you really listening? You know, I'm gonna be a forever student. You know, hopefully not ever learning and never coming to the knowledge of the truth, but the Bible says this in Sirach chapter 3. If you will learn anything, you must have an attentive ear. I believe that scripture. Read Matthew 18:6 one more time.
God's book of Matthew chapter 18 and verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea.
Does that scripture mean something? Is that scripture meaningless? Or is Yahweh Shai for real?
Real.
He's for real, man. So I'm gonna be very careful not to offend the little ones, because it goes much further than just cut a doctrine.
Right.
As a teacher and a speaker or a eloquent orator, you also are a counselor, and people come to you for guidance. It's so very important that you know what you're talking about. All right. They going crazy in the chat? What they saying?
Yeah, they're just spamming, random stuff.
Spamming?
Yeah.
All right, we ain't got time for that. Oh, they don't get no warning?
Nah.
All right.
I did it the first time they came back.
Okay. Con. Let's go to the account of the wise King Solomon, the wisest man to ever live.
First Kings.
Some women came to King Solomon with a dispute. And I'm going to tell you something, Israel. You've never been asked a question this hard.
Oh, no.
We do councils, but I've never been asked anything like this. And it takes adequate wisdom to handle these challenges. Okay? Adequate wisdom. Let's learn an account right now. Call it and read it.
Con. 1 Kings chapter 3 and 16. When everyone on the call has it, say con.
Damn, time is moving. We gotta hurry up. All right, go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 16. Then came there two women that were harlots unto the king and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house.
So they both had babies.
And it came to pass the third day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house.
Go ahead.
And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it.
So she smothered her baby.
And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me, while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom.
Now that's a heavy charge. Your baby died. The living baby is mine, but you took your dead baby and gave it to me. That's a heavy charge. Read.
And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear.
Think a mother don't know her child?
Right.
And they might look similar. They both are 3 days old and a day old. They're going to look very similar. But you think a mother don't know her child?
She know his birthmarks, everything.
Read.
And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king.
So they argued back and forth. Read.
Then said the king, The one saith, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is dead. And the other saith, Nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in two, and give half to the one and half to the other. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided.
Now wait. Solomon, in his wisdom, said, Give me a sword. I'm going to cut the baby in half, and y'all going to share it. One woman said, Don't kill him. Give her the baby. Another woman said, Let both of us lose. Divide it. Who do you think that child's mother is?
Right.
One woman said, Don't kill it. She can have it.
Just let him live.
Another woman said, Let it be neither hers nor mine. Cut it. That's spite. Read on.
Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof.
And what happened next?
And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to do judgment.
It wasn't about how much doctrine that got the people to follow. If that is your desire, you just want to be known and you want people to follow, then pray that the Most High give you wisdom. Because that's what Solomon asked for.
That's all he asked.
Wisdom to judge this people. Not give me a certain notoriety so that people will admire me. Be earnest. Give me wisdom to lead and judge this people. And that was great wisdom.
Yes, it was.
We're going to figure out whose baby it is by the who cares for it the most. You see that?
Right.
I just want you to hurt. I lost my son. I want you to lose yours. That sounds like the other woman. That sounds like the woman whose baby died. Hey, don't kill a baby. Just let her have it. Well, that sound like somebody that loved that child. That must be the real mother. That's wisdom. That's not easy. I don't know what I would have said if this wasn't in the Bible. Damn, I'd have been like, we got no. Can we do DNA? Nah, brother, we in BC. Oh, oh man,
damn, that's right.
Finished. Go get the Levites. Who got the Urim and the Thummim? Right,
right.
I'm confounded. But Solomon had adequate wisdom. That's a leader. Where am I going to learn how to think like that? I got to study first. Where am I going to learn how to give counsel like that? I have to sit on counsels and listen. Where am I going to learn how to give counsel like that? I have to allow myself to be counseled.
That's right.
Listen to me. Somebody running the counsel everything you doing and govern everything you doing. He's just running to do it. I'm going to judge that. I'm going to counsel you with this, this, and that. You need to find out if that person has a counselor. You know? Right. Who's your counselor? Who's your counselor? What? That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You coming to me for help. All right. Now I know everything I want to know.
Right.
Sometimes you got to find things out through discernment and searching people. It's not as easy as it looks. Nobody in the kingdom of Israel could have handled that problem right there, except for the wisest man to ever live.
Right.
It is not as easy as it looks. You want to say something?
God, just real quick, one thing that we've always been taught is the best teacher is the one who mastered being a student. What does that mean? That means a good teacher understands that there's always something new to learn. And in that understanding, understanding that I don't know everything, he's going to learn something new. Now I know how to teach this. Now I know how to teach or counsel this situation. Because I never left the seat of a student. I always remained in the seat of a student, but now I'm a student who has experience in these things. The Most High God will open doors for you to learn certain things if you have a humble spirit, right? What is the scripture? I don't want to butcher it, but a man who understands that he knows nothing is wise, right?
He who says he knows not as he ought.
Right.
It's like that.
Right. Yeah, right. Something like that. If somebody ascribe in the chat can pull it, post that, right? But that scripture is profound because it's letting you know that the wisest man understands that there is something new to learn. I don't know everything, right? And what people do a lot of times is, that pride or that hubris on them that tells them, hey, you got these accolades. Brother, how he gonna tell you this? What they oftentimes do is give the sacrifice of fools, and then they reveal how much they don't know. Wisdom of the Lord protects you from those things.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's look at another account. Aaron is Moses' brother, and he has sons, and they had a job. And they did their job wrong. And the Most High dealt with them harshly. But there's something to be learned from that account, because this is not as easy as it looks. Give me Leviticus 10 and verse 1. Let's look at that. When everybody have it, say con. And let's look at this account. I want to show y'all something. Okay? Trust me. Nobody wanted Moses' job. We're going to talk about Moses for a second, whose job was to be a leader. Oh, you want to be in charge? Okay, let's see. Read this.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 10 and 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censers and put fire therein and put incense thereon and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not.
These brothers are in a higher position than the normal Israelite. They do service before the Lord inside the tabernacle, and they made a mistake. How did the Lord deal with them?
And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord.
Okay. Be not many masters. You get the greater condemnation. The higher your position, the more responsibility you have, the Most High's eye is upon you. It's fearful, man. If you are in a position where you lead in a congregation or you're looked to as a counselor, reverence that position and ask the Most High to have mercy as you try to navigate it. For everybody else, stop coveting the position and running to be that. You got the wrong attitude and you playing with the wrong God. Read on.
Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace.
Yo, what? Read it again.
Then Moses said unto Aaron, this is it that the Lord spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified.
So my sons is barbecued, and Moses is like, that's what the Lord said he would do. It wasn't no sympathy like my nephews. Moses was like on a spiritual high of leadership, and he was like, that's what the Lord said. I'm going to be sanctified if you're going to come near me. I'm going to be glorified. Aaron, what can he say? His sons are dead. Aaron is hurt. He held his peace. The Bible says, he who holds his peace shall also be counted as wise. So he didn't spite the Most High and complain, but he decided to hold his peace. Some of y'all never want to do that. Some of y'all always got something to say. Hold on. What was it? What just recently happened where I held my peace the entire time? It just recently happened. It was a conversation today
Mm-hmm.
that didn't have nothing to do with me. It was a weird convo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to listen, but I held my peace the entire time. You don't need my input. Matter of fact, I'm just going to see how this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes hold your peace. Read on.
God. And Moses called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp.
So he had to come get their corpses and bring them out of the sanctuary. Man, they was burned to a crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moses had said.
As a gruesome sight. Read.
And Moses said unto Aaron, and unto Eleazar, and unto Ithamar, his sons, uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die, and lest wrath come upon all the people. But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which the Lord hath kindled.
So don't uncover your head, and don't make a scene unless the Most High decide to kill more of y'all. Let your brothers weep for them.
Mm-hmm.
You stay stoic and do your job. So Moses is not being very compassionate right now, is he? He's focused on his duty because y'all are going to get the greater condemnation.
Mm-hmm.
We can't make no mistakes right here.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High just killed 2 young brothers. That's how difficult leadership is. It's more than just, yo, we pick a street corner and y'all brothers is following me. And we got a cool logo. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's deeper than that. Read on.
And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. For the anointing oil of the Lord is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moses.
It was obedient.
Jump to 16.
Now let's jump down. I don't want you to go right to the end of the account.
Oh, okay. No, it's at the end is 19.
Okay, yeah. What verse you called?
16.
Okay, let me jump down. Go ahead.
God, verse 16. And Moses diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt. He was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, wherefore have ye not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is the most holy, and God hath given it you to bear the iniquity of the congregation, to make atonement for them before the Lord.
So why aren't you doing your job irregardless of your sons dying? Why aren't you doing your job? This is Moses. He's in a leadership position.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to do his job, even though that calamity has come. This is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think about this stuff.
Yeah.
Does Moses sound like, Aaron, man, you all right, man? Your sons died, man. They got burned alive. I know you love them boys. No, Moses is like, yo, regardless of the circumstance, we got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you doing it? Read on.
Behold, the blood of it was not brought in within the holy place. Ye should indeed have eaten it in the holy place, as I commanded.
And what did Aaron say?
And Aaron said to Moses, behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before the Lord, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering today, should it have been accepted in the sight of the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
And when Moses heard that, he was content.
Now, wait, there's something to be learned here. Why is this account in the Bible? Moses just showed you the entire time that he was focused on task of being a leader and being in charge. He just showed you that of being Yo, what's going on in the chat? This is not even easy to teach. Time out. See, because when this is happening, here's a great moment.
Mm-hmm.
When this is happening, you don't care what Yahweh all is teaching. So we're going to give you that which you asked for. I seen it earlier. Let's do this now. Kaza One Yala said, I was recently offended by a soldier in SOT, but I tried to let it go. There was no real understanding given, and I made my points to a brother, and he neglected me. Can't lie, I was hurt a little. Every Sunday at 10 a.m., we give counsel. So we was at camp the day before all day. In hell, we teach at 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to see our families, our wives, our babies. Sometimes we don't get to eat properly. Then we wake up on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock and listen to the problems of Israel and help the people the best we can that ask us for help. Because there's other people you can ask. But if you ask us, we give you the best we got. And what you did was you brought this up on Friday class while I'm teaching something that I think is very important and it hasn't been taught recently. As far as I have seen, and I'm doing my earnest to teach it, you ask this now. So I think you asked this now because you want it to be known. So now we've made it known. Is that good?
This is reward.
Is that good?
That's good.
All right. Now, you go on to say, SOT Soldier Asha Allah Scribe Shalom Adawan, I did about a week or so ago. I don't know what he did a week ago.
He advised him, Soldier Ashar Allah advised him to schedule a council.
All right, you gotta wait. How can we, if we got 5 council, how can we do 5 at 10 a.m.? How many can we do?
Yo, it's like,
I was like, damn.
Like
now the brothers don't want to deal with you and threw my hands up, but I will email again. How do it make sense to type this now? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not as easy as it looked. So here's what I'm gonna do. Brother Kazawan Yala, your council is the first council on Sunday morning coming. All right, brother? Whoever other council that donate to the camp and asked us for our time, we're gonna move them back so you can have counsel. I would like you now to stop typing about this and listen to the lesson. Please, all right? Please. While I was saying that, he typed, Shalom Khan, I did about a week ago and received no reply, but I shall email again. You said that already. All right? Are we good now? I hope we good now. That's over? Read that again.
God's Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 19. And Aaron said to Moses, behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before the Lord, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering today, should it have been accepted in the sight of the Lord?
Basically, would that bring my sons back?
Right.
What happened when Moses heard him say that?
And when Moses heard that, he was content.
No, Moses continued to badger him because Moses is in charge.
No, Moses was content.
Moses said more to get the last word because I'm in charge and you ain't going to talk to me like that.
Moses was content.
That's also a part of leadership, Israel. That's also a part of leadership. It's knowing when to hold your peace. Sometimes some things you got to let it go. We're going to bring it up again and again. You got to feel the temperature of the brothers that serve with you and be compassionate and understanding towards them. It takes emotional maturity to be in a leadership position. There was no more that needed to be said in that moment. How would you have handled that moment? Your brother's 2 sons got destroyed by God. It's a chance that you might get destroyed if you don't handle it correctly. You gave your brother a commandment. He didn't follow through with it all the way. Now you're going to give him a piece of your mind and tell him how wicked of a nigga he is? Or I can understand.
Right.
A brother just lost his 2 sons. I can understand. That's also a part of leadership, is being attentive to the temperature of the people you attempting to lead. You have to actually care about them.
You have to care about your flock.
Some of y'all is leaders for yourself. You in charge, or you talking right now so that people can know you doing that.
Right.
I don't even think sometimes I listen to some people talk and I be like, that brother don't care if you get it. That brother want to talk. You know what I'm saying?
He just wants you to know he knows something.
That brother wants you to know that he knows something. He don't care if you understand either. And we got to get that spirit out of Israel. It's not as easy as it looks. You thought it was just about talking and letting people know you know something. It's more than that. It's about being attentive to the needs in spirit and having compassion on the people, because we hope to get compassion. Counsel is not about, hey, I know more Bible than you. Here's an opportunity to prove it with your problem. No, it's about being attentive to what people is going through, respecting it, understanding it, you know what I mean? And giving ear to it earnestly. I wouldn't want to follow somebody that don't care about me, right? I wouldn't want to call somebody my teacher and they don't give a damn about me, right? No. I want to be in a place where I feel that the person teaching me, he cares about my soul and my spirit, and he appreciates my camaraderie, right? Some brothers take that for granted. You're going to have problems. Priest Box said this one time. He said, if you quit a camp, just know, you make your own camp, the same problem that you quit for is going to follow you. I've heard him teach that.
Damn, that's crazy.
I've heard him teach that. If you, hey, brother, you could flee and go do your own thing, but the problem that you fleeing from, you're going to have to deal with it yourself. So imagine you being a hypocrite, deserting brothers, going do something else, and then what you did, someone else does, and then you got to judge it. Oh, man, your stomach got to turn, don't it? Your stomach got to flip upside down because you ain't want to take the punishment. You just fled.
Right.
Now, somebody else made the same mistake you make, and now you're going to sit up there in the judgment seat and punish them? Oh, James said you're going to get the greater condemnation, and you're a hypocrite too. It's not that easy. I know what it's like to get in trouble and make a mistake in the truth and have to sit down. I did that. I had to hold my punishment. Like, well, yo, it made me better. I had to accept I'm wrong right now. Unless, you know, I'm talking to people that never made no mistakes before. I don't presume to be a brother that never made no mistake. And some of my brothers tell me to stop teaching like that. Y'all will all stop telling people your personal business to relate to them. Stop doing that. Because these people don't love you like that. They just going to use it against you. And they be right, but I be trying to make a point. I'm not better than you. I've been where you've been. And I think it makes me capable of empathizing with your situation. That's what we learned from this account with Moses, where he said, you know what? I'm going to stop now. When Moses heard that, he was content. Meaning, that's King's English, but the Hebrew would have you understand that it was satisfied. That's enough. Right? Let's get the definition of the word empathy. Right? We got to learn this, Israel. You need this if you want to lead people. Okay. It's on the screen. I'm going to put it. Oh, I messed it up. There you go. Empathy. The ability, let me make it larger. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Brothers and sisters, like, it requires a lot of empathy to be an instructor and a leader. What happened when a sister come to you and she's been mistreated? What happened when a brother come to you and he's falling on financial hardship? What happened when a child come to you and they say, I feel unloved in the home? Where does your expert Bible knowledge avail in those situations? I'm super knowledge Bible man. Right. Let me talk for a long time and let you know that I know something. It doesn't help in those situations. In those situations, you need the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, man. Exactly. You need empathy, right? It's something that you need.
So I can.
Go ahead.
You know, a lot of times, if your pursuit is fame and showing people that you know a lot, you become divorced from the reality that people have real problems. And they come to teachers to learn answers for their problems, to learn how to deal with their problems. So you spend a lot of your time becoming the top guy that got the best debate style. He can debate anybody on anything. He got all this information. But it's something else that one of the elders have said before. Priest Kahan has said, you don't have to know every breakdown of every prophecy and all the deep things to be spiritual.
Right.
Because to be spiritual is to understand the finer points, which is how to lead a people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How to
be righteous.
How to be righteous. These are the things that are important. These are the things that the Most High God looks for. Most High God's not looking for the guy that has the most the broadest vocabulary and he can speak the best in front of people and he's comfortable. He's not looking for that. Even Moses told you, I'm of a rude speech. Like, surely somebody else, he was not eager to take the leadership position that the Most High God had destined him for. But that's what made Moses a great leader, because Moses was dedicated to the people in the end. And that was shown through his character, even in the time where he was living in comfort in Pharaoh's house. He saw his brethren suffering, and he looked to the left, looked to the right, and he helped deliver his brethren out of being oppressed, right? The Most High God looks for that. That's the heart. But what you're trying to do is put on an outward appearance. You might fool men, but you don't fool the Most High God. And ultimately, he is the judge, and he is the one who gives the reward. So you're seeking after the wrong reward, and the Most High God is going to reveal that.
That's a great point. You might know how to break down every seal in Revelation, but does that make you better than the brother who don't know that, but he knows to keep the commandments? And this is the entire duty of man. Are you better than him because you understand the meaning of the spotted horses in Zechariah? Are you better than him? Think about that. Some of y'all are only studying to be better than. You collecting doctrines. What is your motivation? Is your motivation to be a brother, empathize with the nation, and make Israel better? Because I think my people are the smartest, most intelligent people on the face of the earth and the best people.
Yeah,
that's what I think of the Israelites. And I want the world to respect us that way. And I want us to be treated like that. That's what I care about. But like, I use the Bible to prove that. I don't use it to say this how much Joel know. You know what I'm saying? I actually withhold things. So I need y'all to understand, it's not about, hey brother, give me a cut for this, and hey, I can help you. Let me handle this because I know how to teach that, and jumping in people's inboxes and stuff. That's the wrong energy. It's not as easy as it looks. Trust us, right? Don't let Satan's deception lead you to think that I'm trying to play you right now. I'm being real with you from a place of love. Can I say it like that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get another example of wisdom and how much you need to judge matters. And it's a high stakes game. Go to the history of Susanna.
God, great example.
In the Apocrypha. I'm for saving, because it's getting late. For saving time, I'm going to tell you what happened, and then we're going to read how Daniel judged it. So there was a beautiful woman named Susanna.
I know where to start.
There was a beautiful sister named Susanna. And she was spotted by these two Canaanites. Let me see if I can get it on the screen.
Oh my God.
Oh, your Bible doesn't have it.
Yeah, this is faulty.
You got a bad print.
Yeah,
you could take
bad.
another Apocrypha out the back. Use mine. This brother got to keep that though.
Yeah, yeah.
He got an Apocrypha that's misprinted, so it's rare.
Hey, this happened in the 21st century with a printing press. So you know what people would have done? They find this thousands of years later, they're gonna say this is faulty. We can't.
It's not reliable.
It's not reliable because it's missing chapters out of it. Like I'm missing Sirach chapter
41 through 43.
Yeah, 41 through 43. I'm missing that out of this. So they would say this can't be trusted. So if that can happen in the 21st century, imagine how much writing could be lost or scribed wrong under candlelight with ink on on parchment paper.
Yeah, y'all gotta really like lock in with this truth, man. The rabbit hole goes deep, and brothers is studying it. Adawan said this lesson is so needed. Adawan.
Adawan.
All right. It's not as easy as it look. The elders is not trading cards. I'm gonna borrow this doctrine from Priest Zabak. I'm gonna borrow this one from Priest Kahan. I'm gonna borrow this doctrine from Priest Daniel Allah. And then I'm gonna go on Clubhouse at 5 a.m. and find a Christian room, and I'm gonna destroy all the Christians. You got the wrong attitude. And then brothers like that get delusional too, because then they decide that, you know, they are instructors themselves, right? Godal says, let's debate. We teach you something. Debate what?
Bro, when did you come into the lesson, Godal?
What is it? What is happening? Debate what?
And it manifests.
You see what I'm saying? Study not to debate. That's what the Bible says. That don't mean we won't debate you, but we teach. Maybe you would appreciate this lesson. Listen to us for a second. Now, Susanna was a beautiful woman, and she was taking a bath. 2 Canaanites saw her, and they lusted for her, and they tried to take her. She's a married woman, and she said, no, I can't allow it. They said, oh, well, fine. Before you tell on us that we tried to force you, we're going to say that you did something adulterous, so you die.
Because they had a high position.
Because they had ranking. This is a very difficult situation to judge. Watch how Daniel handled this. Where you going to start at?
I was going to start where the people believed what they were saying first. And I was going to jump down.
All right, what verse is that?
This is History of Susanna. We'll start at verse 41.
I was up more. All right, go ahead. It
says, then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death.
So now this woman is condemned to death because she got 2 witnesses that say she did an adulterous act. Right? Israel. Believe it or not, you are these judges today.
Still do that.
Y'all are still jumping on the bandwagon, trying to condemn people. I sat in a clubhouse room today. I cannot believe it was a public lynching where it didn't even make no sense. The person stuck their head in the rope. I ain't understand.
Why?
What are you doing? It was wild. It's Israel. It gets spooky out here.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it looks. It takes a lot of wisdom to judge certain matters. Read this.
Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting God, that knowest the secrets and knowest all things before they be. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me. And behold, I must die. Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me. And the Lord heard her voice.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel.
See, the ability to instruct, teach, and lead is really the Holy Spirit. I'm going to prove that in the book of Micah. The Holy Spirit is the will and desire to keep the commandments, number one. But number two, it is also the Most High's inspiration in you. Okay? You're not going to turn it into a person. All right? It's a force. Right? And that raised up Daniel, whose name is Judge of God. Daniel Allah. Go ahead.
Who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken?
Why did you say that? What do you mean by that?
So he, standing in the midst of them, said, Are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel?
Now, Captain Darak said that in our latest camp video, if you was watching. 2 or 3 witnesses, yes, but you must also do a diligent inquisition. Israel, how many times have you believed a rumor? Yo, I'm not disconnected from the nation. As my responsibility grows, I have less and less access to certain things because time. But I'll be on Facebook. I see how y'all talk to each other on that feed. I don't even be accepting friends. I hate Facebook. I'll be on Instagram now.
I don't even be on Facebook yet. I get notifications.
Like,
never get on.
I see people having full-blown war on Facebook with each other. Don't let 2 Israelites disagree on doctrine. Now everybody got an opinion, and brothers is suckers and punks, and this brother's scared, this brother's a clown. And I'll be looking at the people saying this, and I'll be like, this represents the peanut gallery. Why do they? But then I'll be looking at the person that's fostering the conversation. You don't feel no responsibility to control this negative energy,
right?
You feeding it.
You feeding that fire. Like,
we get the greater condemnation. What lesson are you teaching Israel? You think it's so easy that all you got to do is beat a man. I know all the breakdown. It ain't that easy. You got to have that empathy, and you got to have that responsibility. And brothers is weaving that responsibility. Because you just want to shine. That's the wrong attitude. I'm trying to read this.
Return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him, Come, sit down among us, and show it us, seeing God hath given thee the honor of an elder.
And they scoff at him because he's young. Brothers, yo.
Brothers do that.
I don't know everything. Somebody can show me something, bro. What kind of spirit do y'all got out there? Read on.
3 years. Inside joke.
I got it.
Then said Daniel unto them, Put these 2 aside, one far from another, and I will examine them.
So separate the 2 Canaanites, right? That got the story. Let me question them. He did it like the DA. When they bring you in for questioning, they take you and your friend, ask y'all the same questions and switch.
Somebody taking that KFC.
Good cop, bad cop. Man, go ahead.
So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxen old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free. Albeit, the Lord saith, the innocent and righteous shalt thou not slay.
Go ahead.
Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou them companying together? Who answered, under a mastic tree.
So the original story was, because the woman didn't want to lay with them, they told a story that they saw her with another young man committing adultery under a tree. Well, one dude said the mastic tree. What the other guy say?
And Daniel said, Verily well, thou hast lied against thine own head. For even now the angel of God hath received the sentence of God to cut thee in 2.
Hey, that's the judgment. Y'all going to get cut in half. Read.
So he put him aside and commanded to bring the other, and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah, beauty hath deceived thee, and lust hath perverted thine heart. Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel. And they for fear accompanied with you, but the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness.
So they have done this before and forced women before, but this time they got caught. Go ahead.
Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them companying together? Who answered, under a home tree.
So now they both saw the same thing at the same place, but they couldn't remember where it happened and told 2 different stories. That was enough for Daniel. Read on.
Then said Daniel unto him, Well, thou hast also lied against thine own head, for the angel of God waiteth with the sword to cut thee in 2, that he may destroy you. With that, all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised God. who saved them that trust in him.
Did they praise Daniel?
Praise God.
Wait, this is the moral of the story. Did Daniel get the credit for how wise he was to handle this?
The Most High God.
Who got the praise?
The Most High God.
That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel wasn't doing this so you could say, look how smart I am, Daniel.
Right.
Because of his wisdom, the Lord got praised. What if Daniel didn't handle it properly? No, it becomes on the Most High God, because you said God filled you with the Holy Spirit, and this is his judgment. You make the Lord look bad. That's why you get the greater condemnation, because when you out there, you are a man of God. It's not, yo, it's me. Look what I know. Are y'all walking with me in this lesson? Are y'all understanding? Is son trying to hear what I'm kicking in his ear? Do you understand? We do this for the Most High, not for our own vain glory.
Right.
Question your motivations. How was I at camp today? Oh man, I wasn't interested. Why? Oh, well, I ain't get to talk much. But hey, Ak,
that's what you here for?
That's what you here for? So the hell with camp, unless you get to talk. Yo, did you go to New Moon? No. Why?
I'm not gonna lie.
I think the brother came off mute by accident. Did you go to New Moon? No. Why? Well, it's not Passover. What you mean? You know, Passover is the big thing. That's the wrong motivation to even go to Passover.
Sister, why didn't you go to New Moon? Because I only had a couple garments and I already wore those for the big feast day.
What? Sis, go to New Moon for the Lord. What? Got people out here having Passovers. Why you doing it? Oh, you know, because we could do a Passover too. Hold on, brother. You don't do a Passover because we can do one too. And we're going to do this way. Like, well, it's not about a way. It's why are you doing Passover?
Right.
What we're trying to teach you is worship the Lord in sincerity and truth here, man. And have the right motivations if you want to be a pillar in the Israelite community. Because it's not as easy as it looks. Trust us. All right? People going to hate you, man. People going to take everything. Watch this. People going to listen to you teach and think you talking about them.
Right.
If you want to call, make sure you mute your phones, all right? We can hear the feedback. So now you just finished teaching, and then it's like a brother don't or a sister don't like you no more because they think you talking about me. Like, nah, I'm just teaching. The Spirit moved me to say this. You ain't even have to say nothing. You could have just took the food. And what do we always say? When we teach you, who do we teach? We teach ourselves. I found myself like striving too hard. And I had to take a step back. Like, nah, bro. You're not out here to prove. You're not out here to prove to the non-believer that you're right.
Right.
That brought me great peace once I got my mind around that. I started saying this. I'm not even trying to convince you. I don't think for a second that you would ever believe me. But through talking to you, I might edify others. And now my blood pressure come down. And the scoffers even more mad now. Because they just want you to know that they're beating you. Or that you can't beat me.
Or they're frustrating you. Yeah.
You know? It's all about the intention. Okay? When you counseling people, if you want to sit in the seat of a counselor, remember this lesson tonight. You get the greater condemnation. You better counsel that person with empathy and love.
That's right.
You better be man enough to say, yo, this situation is beyond me. We need to consult someone else.
Right.
Oh, I can't say that because I'm the top. Man, I'll tell you that quick. If I don't know something, I'm like, I know somebody who do though. Right? So does that mean that, well, if you trying to be this, that, and the third with SOT. You better stop saying, I ain't trying to be this, that, and the third. The brothers that study with me, they study with me. That's it.
It's that simple.
His brothers come to my feast day, they don't wear this shirt. And they come to all the feast days. They is not in the camp. They're my brothers. You understand? Slok. Adawan says, 1 Corinthians 11:3. Read that for him.
God.
Read that for him.
God, this book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 3.
Priest Abak, if you got space and you want to speak, we send you the link. You know that, you know how you can say whatever you want. Go ahead.
God, 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So we got to do this in order. All right. Put the Most High first. We come last in that list.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's the Most High Yahweh Shai, then us. So Khan Adawan, the water for the precept. Right? I put the link in the chat if you want to say something. Like if you got the time. Go ahead.
And one thing to also be noted, anytime these great men have done something, like they delivered the people, right? They were sent to be judges. One is recognized as a great king. The first thing that is recognized by those men is that it's all because of the Most High God.
Yeah.
The first thing that's recognized by the people, the Most High God. But then you as the reader, you read them for all time. These men are remembered for all time because of what? Their humility. And because they understood their position as far as being a servant. And a lot of times, in your pursuit of being the top person in Israel, you forget your position as a servant. And you become full of yourself. You become haughty. And the Most High God doesn't deal with a haughty spirit. It's abomination to him. So Daniel didn't do this to seek praise of the congregation. I'm a young man, and young men are not, no one really listens to a young man in Israel. It's not the culture, right? The culture of most nations, most people is not, hey, that young brother right there, let's listen to what he got to say because he's young. No, you oftentimes are going to gravitate toward an older man, man with more experience and wisdom, right? Daniel didn't say, I'm a young man, I'm about to prove to all of them I know more than all of them, and I know better than these elders. No, it was not that. It was the Spirit is upon me to speak against evil. The Most High God moved Daniel to do this. So the Most High God had to be in tune with what? The Spirit that the Lord has, right? Which is speak against evil. Daniel did that, not seeking his own glory, but even now, you remember Daniel for all time. Right? So the glory that you seeking after is not going to be found through your pursuit of that glory. The glory that you're lusting after is only given to the meek. Right? And they themselves don't seek after that glory.
Adawan said he wanted 1 Corinthians 11 and 1.
Adawan.
Read that for him.
It's book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
So you're not really following me.
Right.
You following Yahweh Shai. I'm just showing you how.
That's right.
So it ain't even about me. That's the water out of one. That's not a scripture. That's the right scripture. That's the right scripture.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That makes the point. Yaquab says, he that is greatest among you shall be your servant. That's right. Right? Go to Job chapter 32. Show you this. Check this out. Listen, everybody listen. We're not done teaching yet.
Please,
hold up.
Please listen to the lesson.
Hold on. Listen, learn this lesson. This is I promise you, this will come in handy later.
Hold all questions. Where do you want me to start, Adam?
Verse 1.
This is the book of Job, chapter 32, and verse 1. So these three men ceased to answer Job because he was righteous in his own eyes.
See, Job got to a point where he was fed up with his affliction. First of all, let's understand something. Job is a top man.
Yes.
This brother is on another level.
Yep.
If you be judged by your difficulties and hardships, his hardships is crazy.
Man.
Okay?
Yes.
Satan picked him out personally and tried to make an example out of him because he's such a perfect man. All right? Job is a top man. Elihu, who's the speaker coming, is a young man, just like Daniel. Watch this. Read on.
Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram. Against Job was his wrath kindled, because he justified himself rather than God.
Because he did what?
He justified himself rather than God.
You got to stop making it about you and make it about the Most High. I had to let that sit for a second.
God.
You have to stop making it about me, I, and make it about Yahweh Ba'Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
That's right.
Follow me as I follow Christ, like the elders said. That's what it say, right?
That's what it says.
Why was he mad?
Because Job justified himself rather than God.
But when did Elihu speak? It took 32 chapters.
Yes. It took a long time.
He didn't just jump in there and jump to a conclusion. He listened to the conclusion of the matter until everybody, it was 3 people. Eliphaz, if their names escape me.
Yeah.
Bildad
and
come on, and Zohar. Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zohar. Am I correct? Tell me in the chat. Who are the 3 comforters of Job? That's a quiz question. Who is Job's 3 friends? Eliphaz, Bildad, and I think it was Zohar. He waited till all of them was done giving their speeches. Then he spoke. What does Sirach teach us? Hear the conclusion of the whole matter, then rebuke. Y'all understand? How you going to be a leader? You don't even have the patience to hear people out or to do a diligent Zophar?
Yeah, Zophar.
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 I was close. Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. So listen first, then rebuke. But you so eager to jump out there with what you know.
So eager.
You might not have heard all you need to hear. This man waited 32 chapters. Some of y'all can't wait 5 minutes to say something.
Just ready to accuse brothers or sisters of sin.
Or you just got to say something.
Or you just got to say something.
Brother being halfway through explaining what's going on, I'm going to stop you right there. Hold on, brother.
Yo.
Let him fit. You know?
We're not here to listen. Listen, the point of this is if you're trying to do a counsel or a judgment, the point of you setting a counsel and being a counselor is not so people can hear you.
So you can listen.
So you can listen to the case. Because that's what they're there for. They're there to get answers from you. But how can I get an answer from you if you don't hear my cause?
You gotta hear the matter. Okay? This man waited 32 chapters before he tried to check Job. But it took Job to make that mistake before he was even checked. He had to listen first. And Job was just frustrated with everything that was going on and letting it be known that y'all didn't do anything to deserve this. As far as I know, I'm good. I'm clean out here.
Job did not sin.
And the Bible
says that.
So don't try to get slick.
Yeah.
They try to get slick and say the iniquities of my youth. That was Job saying, I must have done something to deserve this. He's not confessing that he did something.
Right.
I want to get one more account.
Can I read the next verse?
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Also against his 3 friends was his wrath kindled, because they had found no answer and yet had condemned Job.
So they judged him and they didn't even know if they was right or not.
Right.
So he was mad at everybody. Y'all not judging this correctly.
Right.
Let the Bible teach you, edify you, and grow you in wisdom, man. Y'all could get there. Slow down. Don't be so eager to jump in the driver's seat. I'm not trying. This world teach you that somebody talking to you like that is trying to block your light.
Come on, man.
This world will teach you that somebody talking how I'm talking is low-key hating. That's how this world teach.
It's terrible.
I'm actually looking out because I love you.
Right.
Give me Moses at the waters, man.
Damn.
Just to let y'all know something.
This makes me sad.
Moses was Yahweh's friend.
Yes.
Spoke to the Lord face to face and not in dark sayings.
God.
I see the chat now. They locked in now.
All praises.
They trying to push Priest Zabak to come on the live. Come on. Say a couple words. Go ahead.
Con.
He need a break, man. He could chill on the Sabbath. He ain't got to come on class. Y'all leave Adawan Zabak alone, man. Zaquan is chilling. All right. He in the chat right now. He get a break.
Right.
He did work out here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We was looking at them videos today.
Yeah, we was. Yes, we was. Go ahead.
Con, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 10. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Salaki, I'm start up, Salaki. This book of Numbers, chapter 20 and verse 6. And Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto them. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the rod and gather thou the assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock, so thou shalt give the congregation and their beast drink.
Now, this is very similar to what you do as a camp leader, as a teacher, or somebody who want to be out in the front speaking. You're bringing water to the congregation.
Right.
That's really what you're doing. You feeding the sheep, okay? The rod that you're using to do it is the wisdom of the Lord. So you not really teaching. Yahweh is teaching. The Spirit is teaching. Yahweh Shai is teaching as the word.
Mm-hmm.
The prophets are teaching as the instruments of the Lord. And you're just letting the people know where they can find that.
Right.
It ain't really, I ain't write one book of the Bible, man. Ain't no book of Yahweh all Bunyan Howard, son of Boyd. Ain't no book. I'm reading other men's words.
Right. Work's been done.
It's the same here where Moses, he's bringing drink to the people, but is it Moses bringing drink to the people, or is it Yahweh is really doing this? That's what I want you to think on. Read on.
Verse 9. And Moses took the rod from before the Lord as he commanded him.
Come on.
And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock. And he said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock?
Say it again.
Must we fetch you water out of this rock?
If I was Aaron, I'd be like, hold on. Hey, brother.
Don't put me in.
I love you, man, but slow down, brother. So the way Moses spoke right here was out of frustration because leadership is hard.
Mm-hmm.
The Israelites are aggravating as hell. They never stop complaining. They like babies that cry all day. You know how a baby crying constantly is strike a certain nerve inside your spirit where you actually find yourself seeing red because the baby's crying. It's almost like chalkboard, right? Well, that's Israel begging all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High done saved you out of this. Most High done saved you out of that. Most High done saved you out of this. Y'all still begging and excuse my language, y'all bitching. Stop.
Yeah, stop.
Right? So Moses was fed up and he said something. He said, listen, you idiots, do I have to bring you water out of these rocks? Or can you wait?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's essentially what Moses said. Read on.
Verse 11. And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock twice. And the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also.
And he did a great miracle in that moment. Read.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believed me not.
Stop. When did Moses not believe Yahweh? He wouldn't have been able to perform this unless he believed Yahweh's power. Mm-hmm. You need faith to do things like this.
Right.
So what Yahweh is saying is profound. meaning you didn't believe exactly how I told you to say it was how I wanted you to do it. That's what he means right there. Read on.
To sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore, ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them.
Wouldn't you hate to have wasted all your time trying to be the top Israelite man, and in the judgment, the Most High say, I'm not dealing with you? I didn't even want you. I just used you to bring these people, but you got the wrong spirit. That'll hurt you deeply. How many people's going to say, Lord, Lord, calling on Yahushua, and he going to say, away from me. I didn't even know y'all.
Right.
But they was doing miracles and many things in his name. That's going to hurt you deeply. I want the Most High God to go through my Sabbath class catalog and say, this is acceptable. You taught right things. I ain't like this. You know what you was talking about right here. This was a young man speaking. You was better here. And with my face on the ground, I will accept that criticism as long as I'm acceptable to the Lord. But what I'm saying to you is, the last thing you want to hear is, you may have taught right things, but you didn't speak right concerning me. Ooh, you don't want to hear that. That's what he said that's what he said of Job's comforters. You did not speak right things concerning me. And they gave great speeches. Eliphaz was articulate.
Even Solomon quotes some of the things Eliphaz said.
Yes. Zohar, and especially Bildad, is mean, but Bildad was articulate. But what did the Lord say? Y'all didn't speak right concerning me. So for all your wisdom, it availed you nothing. You don't want to go through that. What you need to do is have the right attitude. When you teach this with the right spirit. Not for you to be lifted and exalted. Not for your camp to be lifted and exalted. Because brothers of camp me to death. Yo, real talk, I ain't scared of nobody. I don't care. Yo, I'll be at the same place.
We do that. We do this.
I'll be at the same place, bro. You don't like what I'm saying? I will answer the phone and talk to you. What I'm saying to you is, niggas will camp you to death. Now, all of that teaching was for the exaltation of your logo.
Come on now.
That ain't the right. Hey, hold on. I'm a yield.
All praises.
It's brothers that have more wisdom than me.
Shalom.
Shalom, Adawan.
Shalom, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Man, I was actually trying to listen, but I heard it was some request for me to come on. Shalom.
God.
How y'all doing, family?
Tawah, good.
Great,
God, I haven't been on here in a minute, man. Excellent lesson, man. Y'all brothers are so on point, man. This is the stuff that's needed in Israel with all the the doctrine challenges and everybody trying to big themselves up, and I got the most wisdom and all that. This is definitely needed, man. But all praise to the Most High Yahushua. And I think I misquoted earlier 1 Corinthians 11. With be ye followers of me. I think y'all read the right one. I was listening in and out.
You wanted 11 and 1.
Yeah, Khan.
You want to read it again?
Yeah, Khan. Let him read it again.
Go ahead.
Khan, this book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 1. Be followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
See, that's this whole lesson tonight that y'all bringing out. That's what this is about. It's not about us. When you're in counseling, when you're a leader, when you're guiding congregations and people, you are trying. A sincere leader is a fearful leader. Why do I say that? Because you want to make sure you're leading in the spirit of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Khan? Everybody understand that?
Khan.
Because you don't want to put nothing. Listen, it's not about me. It's not about us. That's why I'm glad you're talking about empathy and all, and everything that comes with that leadership and counseling. Like, I got to really care about the people. But there is a flip side to that. The people have to understand as leaders, we, what's that? I think is in James. We are subject to like passions. If somebody can find that real quick. Y'all got to understand, as leaders, brothers have to also, and sisters have to also understand that, look, as leaders, we go through our issues also. So as we counseling the nation, we're going through things also. We are subject to like passions. I think it's James 3.
Slacky, Adam, we have it.
Yeah, we are subject to like passions. So this lesson is on point. And y'all, you told that story again. Sometimes I be trying to sneak in here and just listen and just make a quick comment, but you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I love the nation, and we got to keep diligent in this work. I can't stop, man. My energy is for Israel and to do this work. Normally on a Friday night, you know, if I'm on the East Coast, we at camp, and if something goes on, we're not out there. And I tune in with y'all. I tune in with one of our lessons. If we're not doing a lesson, I'm just always constantly, my spirit is on fire for this work, man. Even as an elder, like you said earlier, y'all, it's like you're still learning. You still as much as you're a leader and a teacher, you're still a student. Like you just so hungry. And that's how I try to keep my spirit at all times. Read that, King.
Count out one. This is the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 17. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are.
He was a what?
A man subject to like passions as we are.
So we know our leaders, all of them, from the prophets even up until Yahushua. What did Yahushua say? He said, Lord, if it be thy will, take this, take it away from me. Mm-hmm. Take this cup away from me. I don't want to go through this if it's left up to me. Mm-hmm. Khan? They are subject, we are subject, the men of the Lord are subject to like passions. So even when I was hearing Yahweh, I'll bring out the counseling, and we have to, have empathy. But likewise, y'all have to understand. I was going over this the other day. Yahweh, you remember the Monday night calls? The Monday night HOR calls. I was telling the brothers, as we counseling y'all, and we got to have mercy on y'all, y'all got to have mercy on us too as the leaders, because we are subject to like passions. We go through stuff too. Who's going to counsel us? Khan? As the leadership, we are expected to be strong for the people, but who's going to be strong for us? Khan? Right, so read that again, Salakia.
Bring it out.
It's the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 17. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are.
He was subject to like passions as we are. James is saying basically he was a man of leadership and counsel and of the people, but he was subject to like passions as we are. Salakia. Go ahead.
And he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months.
Right. Even though he was a man that was subject, and he was subject to the like passions as we are, the Most High still answered his prayer because he was a man of the Most High. So you got to understand, we are subject to like passions just like the people. We go through the mourning and the weeping, and we go through the hell, and as we counseling the people, we going through stuff ourselves, and we got to have co-elders to help us with our issues. Khan?
You know
what I'm saying? So understand that. And this is mighty what the brothers are bringing out, because they are in Salakia. It's been a long day. They are in positions of leadership. So their job is to lead you. But you have to understand that as leaders, we go through things also. Mm-hmm. And we have to have counselors and co-elders, because we can't have a younger man try to counsel us if we're going through issues. Why? Because they're subject to using that against you at a later date because they're a younger man. So we have to understand, we got to have co-elders and brothers of our stature, and even brothers that we look up to as elders that might be older and have more experience is all about layers. So leadership goes in layers. As y'all come to y'all leadership for counsel, y'all have to understand that y'all leadership might need counsel. Okay?
One out of one.
So don't be selfish. This is a heavy class, but it goes in layers and levels. That's what I do with my feast days and my lessons. I say there's different layers, levels, and dynamics of the feast days. And there's different levels, layers, and dynamics of being a leader and a teacher. You got to have somebody to counsel you also. Even the prophets and the disciples, they had elders. So somebody got to guide the teachers also.
That's me. Hold on, y'all. He'll be back. Priest Zabak, you froze up a little bit.
Hey, everybody on the YouTube, is it frozen?
Is that us?
Is that us or is that Priest Zabak?
It's frozen on the YouTube as well, Adawan.
Are we frozen?
Adawan.
Okay, so it's
okay. Oh, okay.
We'll remove him and add him back.
Okay. All right, we ain't gonna leave the elder up there froze like that. We got him backstage though. I'm gonna text him.
God, that's a good point that the elder is bringing out. Elder wants y'all to understand that taking a leadership position, you got to submit to something as well, right? You got to still remember that the things that you counsel people in, you may need counseling for those same things. So you have to have that humility within yourself, understanding that you're not above correction yourself. And the people got to understand that, right? This is prime wisdom from the elder.
Con. I think he's gonna restart his phone and then come back. And make sure y'all follow his YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the YouTube in the chat. All right. It's Zabak 12. He does lessons and classes. We be on there. Make sure you follow his YouTube channel. If you watching us, you should be watching the elder. You watching him if you watching us. So, you know, he's making a very important point. All right. I don't want to speak for him. I don't know where he's going with it. But that was a good precept. The like passions. Right? So basically, he's asking for you, the people that's being led, to have empathy too. For the brothers that's giving their energy to teach and try to build you up. You know, understand that they men just like you. Right? Some people exalt brothers to some high level, and then the brother make a mistake, and now you hate God. Wait, hold on. I'm a man like you. It would be great if when I stumbled, that you was there to lift me up.
That's right.
The Adawan want to come back. Hold on, me send him the link. He'll be right back, y'all. Hold on. That's a treat, man, to have Priest Zabak. That's a treat. Hold on.
And that's an honor that he attends our class.
Even looking at what we talking about. Right? So we hope y'all enjoying the Sabbath class. All right, we hope it. Okay, Khan.
Salakia, can y'all hear me and see me?
Khan, I don't want you good. You good.
Khan. So Yahweh was bringing truth to power. Like, as we counseling y'all, we still going through things. So don't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? As the leader is guiding the people, he's still subject to like passions. He's still in the flesh and going through things also. Khan? So even like the movie 300, I use a carnal example, but spiritual at the same time. Remember, before Leonidas went to war, he went up to council with the elders and the so-called gods. Right? Even though he knew he was already going to do what he was going to do. But he was like, yo, let me still go get some wisdom. So the leaders need to be led also. So the people, y'all have to understand that like as we counseling y'all and we expected to have empathy for y'all, who's gonna have empathy for us when we're going through stuff?
Right.
Oh, you just the leader. Just be strong. You the leader. God, just be strong. I need you right now. But y'all have to understand that. Now, as the leaders, we're gonna be strong. Don't get me wrong, but you have to have that same compassion as I'm. Damn, the elder might be going through. Let's say, how many of y'all? Let's be honest. Y'all were all any leader in position. Even if some of the men under you, how many times you had to give marriage counsel and you like scratching your head like, damn, I'm going through some of that same stuff.
Many times.
God?
Many times.
Come on, don't front.
Many times.
Don't front, you know what I'm saying? But you in that position of leadership, so it's like, okay, I'm expected to have empathy for, but they don't even know I'm about to go home and deal with my wife on the same thing. I'm about to get you sitting in your living room, your wife like, she ear hustling on the council if you're not somewhere private, so like, yeah. But she like, when you get off that phone, I need to talk to you about some of them same things. God. Or you know, even if you're in your private room or office or whatever, Salakia, your wife don't hear nothing, but you know in your mind, damn, I'm going through some of these same things.
God.
Right? So as you showing that empathy, remember, you have to understand as we counseling y'all, you know, you have to show mercy to y'all leaders and elders also. Okay? Because we have a greater weight on us to guide y'all, and then it's not even anything that y'all might think of. We being attacked by Satan himself as leaders because they don't want proper leadership amongst our nation. So this class is very important. So like I'm gonna land my plane tonight. I've been a little bit different tonight. I'm on Clubhouse. I'm on different rooms. I'm, chiming in because I just want to do the work. Being that we didn't go to camp tonight, I want to just, be there in the presence of Israel on the Shabbat day. Okay. Israel, we got work to do. This class is definitely fire, and the brothers are bringing out some excellent points. But keep in mind, we love y'all, and we're going to have empathy for y'all. And y'all were all brought out many perfect examples in Kings with Solomon and the judgment of the babies. And those are the same decisions that we got to make. And at the same time, show mercy to y'all leaders also. Because we go through stuff and we have to go to our elders and higher counsel for us to be right so we can lead y'all properly. Khan? Give me 1 Peter 5:1, and I'll land my plane after that.
I'm already there. Khan, when everybody on the call has 1 Peter 5:1, say Khan.
Khan out of one. 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 Khan out of one.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 1. The elders which are among you, I exhort, who am also an elder, and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
Go ahead.
Feed the flock of God, which
what
is
does scripture say?
Feed the flock of God.
That's what the elders have to do. Feed the flock of Yahweh. But that first verse is very important. Read that first verse again.
The elders which are among you, I exhort, who am also an elder, and a witness of the sufferings of Christ.
So Peter said, look, I am an elder, but I exhort and encourage the elders among you also. And I'm a sufferer and a witness of I'm a witness of the sufferings of Yahweh Shai. So he said, look, I'm in the same position. And I am a witness to the sufferings of Yahweh Shai. So this thing is about levels. Don't think just because you're an elder or a leader, it stops there. No. You still got people and men above you. You got to worry about the people under you, and you got to understand there's people above you that's still going to continue to guide you. The elder is not the end all. It's not the how they say it, be all end all.
End all be all.
End all be all. You still got elders and guides above you, and you got the Most High Yahweh Shai. Okay? So people can't just say, "Oh, you're a leader." That's it. No, a leader still has to be led. Okay? Right. Go ahead.
And also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
Go ahead.
Feed the flock of God.
What does scripture say?
Feed the flock of God.
Feed the flock of the Most High. So that's all Yahweh all is talking about tonight. Counsel. These brothers are going to camp all day Saturday and waking up 10 a.m. Sunday. That's a sacrifice. A lot of brothers that's in camp all day Saturday, they're not trying to wake up Sunday morning talking about some counsel 10 a.m. They're going to be with their families. That's a sacrifice. You have to understand that. That's what a good leader and elder and guide does. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice. Romans 12, 1 and 2. Hence where I got my name from, Zabak. Zabak is ancient Paleo Hebrew for sacrifice. Read on.
Taking the oversight thereof.
Taking what?
Taking the oversight thereof.
Taking the leadership. The oversight is the leadership thereof. Go ahead.
Not by constraint.
Not by constraint. Not because you doing it by force or somebody told you to do it or you doing it grudgingly or I don't really want to do this, but okay. Go ahead.
But willingly.
But what?
But willingly.
But willingly. That brother and sister need counsel. Give them counsel, but understand. And our subordinates need to understand. We go through things too. Sometimes we need counseling and guide and whatever. But as elders and leaders, we might say, okay, we're going to let the Most High Yahweh shine the scriptures and experience and wisdom be our God. Go ahead.
Not for filthy lucre.
Not what?
Not for filthy lucre.
Okay, I got the leadership of the people. I can take advantage of them and I can see what I can get out of them. No, not for filthy lucre's sake. Not because you can get some kind of gain out of it. Go ahead.
But of a ready mind.
But of what?
But of a ready mind.
But of a ready mind. Be willing, ready, and able to lead your nation. Not for any type of gain or anything like that, but also understand leaders need to be led also. Khan? And I land my plane on that. I love y'all. I didn't want to chime in, but I heard I was requested. And all praise to you, to the Most High and Mashiach Yahweh Shai Salakia. Forgive me, y'all. It's been a long day. I've been up since like 5 in the morning, dealing with the nation and personal things or whatever, you know, whatever. But it's been a long day. I've been up almost 24 hours. So all praise to the Most High and Mashiach Yahweh Shai. And if I wasn't on here with y'all, I would be at camp because of my passion for the work, man. And that's how we got to be. That's not for bragging rights. That's for the zeal of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. I love y'all, brother. Shout out to SOT, brother Yahweh All, and my brother on a call, Kwame Shala. Where's the other Levite?
Back here.
Okay, cut. I'm going to give y'all back the floor, Salakia, or praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. I'm going to just be in the background listening. Kwame Shala.
Kwame Shala. The water.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. That's what's up. Made the class fire.
God.
I can't say it better. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah. All right, it's 11:30. We're gonna end it right there.
God.
Well said. And the people Durst asked no more questions because they was amazed at his doctrine.
Yeah, content.
They are content, man. Priest Zabak in the building, man. That's a great way to end the class. We're gonna take. It's 11:30. Israel, you know we normally take questions. It's been like 2 weeks since we took your questions, but appreciate we had to add a one on.
Right.
So we got 9 minutes. What we're gonna do in those last 9 minutes is take a couple calls, questions, and then we're going to shut it down. We might not get to everybody, okay? So on the call, we're going to turn it to Q&A.
Q&A session has started.
All right. Don't be mad like, oh, I didn't get my questions. Appreciate the elder came on. That's a great treat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Have a good attitude. All right, we're going to take some questions and then we're going to pray and close it out. Okay. Do we got any questions on the call? I'm looking. I don't see any. Do we got any questions on the YouTube? I don't see any. To the chariots fly. All right. That's Brother Daniel Allah. He did the Tabernacles video we played earlier.
Okay. Great job, Bob.
Double honors to the elder. And that's that. We closing it out. Nah, man. Ain't nobody got no. Okay. We try to get out of here too quick. We got 7 minutes.
Sacrifice.
Kind of. Question or comment?
Question that I want. Shalom, Madawan. Y'all watch me on Shabbat. My question is, I was reading up on the Codex Bizet.
Okay.
And so on the wiki page, it blatantly says that there's verses omitted, but I didn't know if from the way they're like the way it's put on the page, are they saying that they omitted it as in they purposely took them out of the codex?
No.
Or are they saying that these are just the verses that are missing out of the codex?
All right, Codex Bizet is one of the manuscripts that we brought up in last week's class, and it has a unique verse in the book of Luke that you're not going to see in any other Greek manuscript, okay? But it also misses verses that appear in other manuscripts. So when it says that a verse is omitted, what it means is that a majority of manuscripts contain that verse, but that manuscript doesn't have it. It doesn't mean that they purposely decided to take them verses out. You understand that?
Adawan.
We love you too, Adawan.
Love you too, Adawan.
Priest of Boxer, he love y'all, Akim. Yo, that's a good brother. That's my teacher, and I'm not the easiest person to teach. I'm hard-headed, and Shawapar was telling a story earlier in the week how brothers was rough around the edges at first, and the elder had to like discipline us, like, because we didn't go to the spiritual answer first. The nigga answer was what we would do first. And we had an elder that refined us, man, and made us better. We'll go to this next question here. 225, question or comment?
Shalom,
Shalom, Mark. What's going on?
I was reading Genesis 49, right? And I was wondering, just to double confirm that, do we use Zechariah 12 and 7 to confirm that the Black Americans in America are Judah? Like, consider the prophecy aspect of Zechariah 12 and 7?
Some brothers do. I know that they use Genesis 49 to teach the majority of the doctrine. I've never heard Zechariah used to confirm Judah.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that. But what we say is everything is spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers is not trying to tell you that the only Israelites are found on our hemisphere based on the chart. We just telling you those people are Israelites.
Right.
But Israel is in the four corners of the earth. You're going to find an Israelite everywhere. But it's a spiritual thing. It's a faith-based chart. Okay? So don't get caught up in trying to prove we Judah. You're supposed to have adequate faith and believe you Judah. That's where your faith rests. Right. You understand that?
I don't know.
Like we're not, out here saying that everybody in Jamaica is Benjamin.
No.
Because we can't prove that. But our faith would lead us to believe the spirit of brothers there are Benjamin. The spirit of our brothers in Haiti is Levi. The spirit of our brothers in the Dominican Republic is Simeon. The spirit of our brothers in the United States is Judah. It's a spiritual chart.
The water.
I underbar. 225, question or comment?
Hey, Shalom, Adawan. Yeah, about your nice Shabbat.
Shalom, Ashar Shabbat. What's going on?
Question, Adawan. I was reading. Well, I was going through the months, and I know Abib is the first month according to Exodus 13:4.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to Esther, finding the 12th month, I see that it says, I like it. Esther 3:7. If you want to read that, it's saying the first month is 5.
What did he say?
I can't hear. I'm just reading.
You broke up.
I'm gonna just read it for you.
Oh, so like, can I be heard?
There you go.
God.
Esther 3 and what?
Esther 3:7. It say the first month is the month of the sun.
Okay, yeah, because
I'm
that.
saying right.
All right, one is the Hebrew name, and another is the post-captivity Assyrian name. All right, Nisan is the Assyrian way of saying it.
That's how the Jewish.
Abyab is the Hebrew way. You understand that?
Okay, Khan, I don't want.
It's just another name for the same month. Because remember, in Esther, they're in captivity.
Okay, Khan, I don't want. I appreciate that.
I understand.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. And Ashar Kadash too, because I didn't get to see you on New Moon. Happy New Moon. 734, you be the last one. Question or comment?
Question out of one.
Go ahead.
Shalom. Me and my brother's going over a question that we're trying to figure out. Why was Peter still teaching to do animal sacrifice after Christ had died in the book of Acts?
Book, chapter, and verse. So we can read the account. I think that's the.
Gotcha.
Is he talking about
when Paul
I think he's
was do Nazarite vow.
Yeah, after Paul completed Nazarite vow, did sacrifice before the people.
I want to read it though. Where's that at? That's not 22.
I think I
No, 22 is when he's making his defense.
Uh-huh.
Where's that at?
Because they were accusing him of not keeping the law.
Hold on, let me pull it.
That is, it's a little before 22.
I'm trying to get it right now. So lock it.
Is it 17?
Acts. Is it 17 or 12? Call a verse because you got us. We trying to move quick.
It's I believe it's Acts 24.
I thought it would have been around that. 24 and what?
Trying to find it.
Brother got to have that verse ready. You got that question. Acts 24. Acts 24 and 10.
Yeah, is it 10?
Is that what you want?
Kind of one.
Is that it?
Sure.
Let me see. I'm trying to pull it up right now. I believe, next time I'll go next time. I don't want to hold y'all up. I should have it more ready. I apologize.
Hey, because I'm not gonna flex like I know exactly where. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I have an idea, but
I don't know exactly what you
Someone
referring
said
to, and I'm gonna have to look it up. I thought it was 22.
someone said 21.
So somebody said 21 and what? 21, 24. Brother Ariel on the scene. Read that. Acts 21:24.
This book of Acts chapter 21 and verse 24. Them take and purify thyself with them, and be at charges with them, that they may shave their heads, and all may know oh, that those things wherefore they were informed concerning thee are nothing, but that thou thyself also walkest orderly and keepest the law. Yeah, so this is a defense.
So this is very simple. First of all, they have a temple now, right? At this time, they could go to Jerusalem and worship. It's possible. 70 AD hasn't happened yet. The temple hasn't been ransacked and destroyed. That's what we trying to teach Christians. They was keeping the commandments even after Christ's death. We was trying to instruct that to them, and Christians is always arguing that the law is done away with, when we could go after Christ's death and see people still keeping the commandments. This is the proper way to observe the Nazarite vow. It's the proper way to do it, right? Even Jesus Christ commanded somebody to go and make a sacrifice. In the book of John, he commanded them, go and make a sacrifice by the way of John. You know, so that sacrifice was done to be in accordance with the Nazarite vow, because Paul had to be a Jew to those who were Jews.
Right.
He had to show that he walketh orderly. The objection against Christ in the New Testament was that there was somehow this idea that we are no longer to keep the commandments. Isn't it funny that we arguing that now?
Right.
The people that are teaching you Christ, the preeminent thing that they're trying to instruct you is that you don't have to keep the commandments. But the beef in the New Testament was that Christ didn't come to teach you not to keep the commandments,
right,
and to make you a minister of sin.
Right.
The understanding which we have to usher you into is that he came to replace sacrifice,
right,
and be the sacrifice.
Right.
That is something that people have to be ushered into slowly. You understand that?
Salaki.
But actually, that was my understanding. But my brother's like, because Christ had already died, he was the sacrifice. So because he was the sacrifice, and Peter should have understood that they shouldn't have making sacrifice.
No, these brothers is not goofy. See, we got to talk to people who don't believe you got to keep the commandments and believe that Jesus' purpose is to nullify the commandments. That's who we talking to. They talking to people that keep the commandments and are happy to do it,
right,
but we trying to bring you Christ. He's not an enemy of the commandments. Galatians 2:15 on down. He's not a minister of sin. He is the propitiation for sin. He's the replacement of those sacrifices, which cannot clean your conscience.
Right.
He is the perfect sacrifice. The apostles are showing you that that idea has to be taught. They're not here to teach you that you no longer have to keep the law. The brothers use Hebrews out of context all the time, saying that there is a change to the law. All Hebrews is teaching is that your priest is not a Levite.
Right.
So there has to be a change to the law, because the law requires the Levites to play this role. But it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. But people is not patient enough to study that way or to even understand that. You understand that?
Salaki.
That's what I don't want. Yeah, 100%. That makes 100% sense. Thank you very much.
I think the brother want to add on.
It's also to note in this same chapter, verse 21 is key. It says, "And they are informed of thee." This is after Paul, comes to the people. "And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs." And that's funny, because the Christian's defense today is, didn't Paul say circumcision is nothing?
So they're basically saying that's what Paul tried to do.
He tried to tell you, don't keep the law of Moses. But the defense against that is, Paul, do this sacrifice and complete your Nazarite vow so that they see that you are keeping the law of Moses.
Otherwise, they're going to reject you.
Otherwise, they'll reject you. So if the doctrine was, we don't have to do that no more, the rebuttal to those accusations wouldn't be, show them you keep the law. It would be, show them that they don't understand, that they no longer have to keep the law of Moses, but they keep the law of Christ now, because Christ, when he came down, he became God incarnate.
That's what the Christians be pushing on us.
Christians do that. So it's funny that we have to argue with the Christians and show them, hey, Paul said things for a reason. There are things Paul said that confirms that we have to keep the laws of Moses still, even to this day, right? it escaped me. It was a quotation I wanted to quote, but basically there's no reason for Paul to teach you
Romans 6:1.
Right, Romans 6:1. Romans chapter 7, right?
Romans 2:13.
We have
Romans
to establish
3:31.
Right. There's no reason for Paul to say these things if the doctrine is we no longer have to keep the laws of Moses.
Because now we could just be like the Christian stronghold is that by you attempting to keep the commandments, you're actually doing something wicked.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to gain your salvation through works. That's their presupposition of why you're keeping the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
So because they don't understand why you're doing it, they put a motive to it. You're trying to be self-righteous. That's why you don't eat pork. That's why you wear fringes and keep your beard. Because you're trying to make the kingdom based on your own righteousness. But that's not our motive.
Mm-mm.
We know that our righteousness is filthy rags.
Right.
The reason we keep the commandments is because God says so.
Right. We want to please God.
What are you talking about? And what we try to explain to them is that they're making themselves an enemy of Christ, who also taught you to keep the commandments. And it's an uphill battle because Christianity been around for a long time teaching that lie.
It's ancient.
Okay. So what we have to do is we have to take Paul as an example. Paul went out of his way to prove that he keeps the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to go out of our way to demonstrate to the Christians what the understanding is. We got to sit with them and have these long drawn out conversations, and we make 1,000 points. They ignore them because they hope that they can win one. Mm-hmm. And we got to put up with that to show them that we walk as orderly,
mm-hmm.
but we also respect Jesus Christ's sacrifice.
Right.
It's very difficult.
Because they pretend that their beef with us is that we don't exalt Christ. So then when we actually have the conversation and we show them, no, the reason why we keep the commandments is because of Christ.
What he said to
and we honor Christ because he told us to keep the commandments.
Which you don't.
Which you don't do. So then it becomes, well, you actually dishonor Christ by keeping the commandments.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
How?
And then when you show them that Jesus Christ said, one day y'all going to be saying, Lord, Lord. And I'm going to say, I never knew you. Away from me, you workers of iniquity. And there'll be weeping and gnashing of the teeth. All right, we're going to stop right there. Stop right there.
What I don't want.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
Y'all going to do with that what you want. We can have enough. Sometimes I get tired of arguing, is the law done away with? Can all nations be saved? Sometimes I want to teach lessons like tonight. Sometimes I want to enjoy Adawan Zabak dropping the knowledge, man. I don't always want to have the same conversations all the time. But realize the same conversation has been had since the book of Acts.
Yes.
All right. Do we have to keep the law? Yes.
Yes.
How can I stay in sin so that grace may abound? That doesn't
make sense.
You can't do that, right? And to the one thing I say, we can't exalt the elder enough, but Priest Sabak has a teaching. The Most High don't want everybody out. So that's that. So now what you're going to do is this. Call that number at the bottom of your screen. We're going to send up the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Then somebody's going to edify and say it in the English. All right. Make sure when you call in that your phone is on mute because the echo will mess up the prayer. All right. We appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Thank you for spending your Sabbath afternoon with us. Those of you that keep the regular Sabbath. And we hope you enjoyed the lesson. We the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Khan. Shalom.
Shalom.
Thank you for watching. If you wish to donate, you can use Zelle or PayPal. We're the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved. Shalom.